already pretty deep in talking about fractals and whatnot.
Please don't forget the microwaved hamsters and stuff we were also talking about.
Yeah.
We were not talking about that. I think that you killed a microwaved hamster just now.
Let's just drop the dead hamsters in general. It's killing my vibe.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Ha. So, again, for this episode, don't really have anything to talk about. Just kind of spitballing with the homies.
Yes, as we do.
New Fizo studio set up in order. So,
It's very nice.
enjoy, people. Enjoy. I know I will.
The producer is very sorry about the audio on the last episode.
He's off the camera right now, but he's going to be talking in from time to time.
Right, and I very sorry.
So sorry.
So sorry.
It's okay. We still love you.
I don't.
Oh,
I've lost all my love for you. I'm just kidding.
you're nothing to me now.
Give him a couple Quaaludes, he love me in the morning.
Yeah.
Man, fucking, I would fucking. Can you imagine if Quaaludes were still around? That shit seems like it was so fun back in the day. Seems like that shit would be a blast.
What even? What even are Quaaludes? Are they an opiate? Are they a sedative?
Aren't they a barbiturate?
Barbiturate?
A barbiturate?
Kinda like
barbiturate.
They are very synthetic.
Yes.
Okay.
They seemed like they were fun.
I never knew what they were. I just always seen them in movies, like The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, dude, that's why it seemed like fun. It influenced me harshly.
Mind you, the only picture I have, one of the very few pictures I have of my father, he took a picture of a bunch of joints on a briefcase, and what I can only imagine were Quaaludes. So, one of the only
That's
pictures
dope.
I kept of my father was
Pretty cool.
Was
I wish my dad did joints and Quaaludes. My dad does God. I still love him, but I would prefer the joints and Quaaludes.
Hey, man, at least you got a picture of joints and Quaaludes from your pops. I'm just playing. Shout out to my pops out there. Hopefully you're watching the podcast. If not, it's okay, because I know it fucking sucks.
Man,
JK, we have fun. We have fun.
so much. Hey. I wasn't going to say anything. I was just saying hey.
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 So, fucking, do you think if you went out into space, like flying in, I don't know, Elon Musk's new rocket ship to Mars, do you think time would pass slower or faster for you? I think without the gravity, you would, yeah, definitely. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, it would pass a little bit slower. Like people on the space shuttles now age a little bit differently than we do.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier. Yeah, that's totally understandable if gravity affects time the way that we think it does.
The reason that I was saying that there was a tachyon particle, and it doesn't really exist, but theoretically, I think that it could be there at some point in the future. I think that because generally whatever we look for, we find.
Yeah.
So as things advance, people will continue to look for ways to change time. And that would be the best way to go about it. Find a particle in which way to do it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And why wouldn't you name it a tachyon if you found it, right? It affects time. We've already got the name. It's got to be that, right?
You think it's floating around amongst the dark matter?
I think it's probably the thing that separates the dark from the light, maybe. That's why it affects us.
It's like a filter.
Yes. This is a filter.
Yeah.
I think it's probably produced from whatever produces gravity in mass from nothing. You know what I mean? Like from the pinpoint and all, like there was a singularity that we came from, if you believe in the Big Bang.
And I mean, really, what do
Which
we
is infinite
really
mass.
even know? You know what I mean? Like
We
think
don't
we
know
all
anything.
Of
We
this.
know what we think
Exactly.
we know until we don't know it anymore.
Exactly. So, anyways, my point is that none of it really fucking matters. You know, like the only thing that matters is right now in your present moment of your life.
Are
It's not
you?
like we're even ever gonna
Would
get
you
to
classify yourself as a nihilist?
go. No, spiritualist.
Spiritualist.
Mm-hmm. It's just someone.
Further yourself.
It just
what does that mean?
It's just someone who believes in this. The spirit is a real thing, and an energy and a force that each one of us are. You know, we're not our bodies. We're the spirit that powers our body. So, like, just something along that line. Just someone that believes that the spirit. You know, you are a spirit.
Right. I believe in both. I think that the body produces the spirit, and the spirit produces the body.
See, and I can't agree with that because I believe that the body's just a tool for the spirit. Like the spirit is in everything.
I kind of think of us as like an antenna.
Yeah.
We pick up our whatever our perception is until we don't anymore. You know what I mean? You turn the antenna off, everything goes dark. None of it's real after you turn the antenna off because your perception's gone. The world only exists through your lens, and you can't prove otherwise. Like you can't ever look at your own eyeballs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I've tried.
you can't. It's possible. And then, wait, that's not true. Your eyeballs can pop out and still function. If you can pop one of your eyeballs out and like, I did it, bitch, I did it.
There's this dude on Instagram that does that. And it's fucking weird.
Oh no. What? I need to see that at some point.
Oh,
Yeah, he'll do things like somebody will be like, your car's getting towed, and then he'll pop his eye out and he'll be like, oh no.
It's like some Courage is the Cowardly Dog type
That's fantastic.
shit. Fucking eyeballs popping out of his head and they're all veiny and like sticking to the side. They almost looks fake.
That happens to Johnny Knoxville now, apparently. Because he broke his eye socket so many times.
yeah.
They just like pop out sometimes.
Excuse me.
Speaking of that, I'm looking forward to the next Jackass movie.
For sure, me too.
It's gonna be a good one, and I'm really hoping. I don't want any harm on Johnny Knoxville, but I do want to see his eyeball pop out on camera.
I mean, the guy's gonna harm himself.
I know that, like
regardless.
he's in the entertainment business of harming himself.
Yeah, he's already on like a bag or something to go in. I mean, it's
What?
ridiculous.
It happens.
His body's gone through.
He's still one of the coolest people, though.
For sure.
Steve-O too. Steve-O's
both.
really cool. I just got through reading his book. It's just pretty good. Professional Idiot. It's good.
Yeah,
Dude.
he's come a long way.
I want to buy the whole Wild Boys like seasons.
baller.
You know, that's what I want to do. That was one of the best shows
that
that
would
you
be a good
cannot
time.
fucking find anywhere, dude.
Really? I've never.
I can't
looked for
find
it.
Wild Boys anywhere.
I've never looked for it. It might be on Hulu, maybe.
It's not.
No, it's not. Dash all your
I know
hopes and
that for a
dreams right
fact.
now.
It's not on Hulu.
Well,
Hulu, step your shit up, dude. Gosh. Just go watch that shit on YouTube with ads. Shout out YouTube. What's up, baby? When y'all
What's
gonna
up,
start
baby?
advertising this shit? Trying to get paid, YouTube.
You know it's
For fucking with me.
You know what's weird? The thing that we're looking at over there, the Mandelbrot set, is based on like a repeating thing on like 369, right?
I couldn't tell you the exact number sequence, but I know it's deeper than 369. But yeah,
But it starts like that, and then it starts off kind of normal in order. Like it'll do 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it'll just go all the way like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But and then eventually it spirals out of control and gets completely and utterly chaotic, and then out of that it'll go back to normal. But that's what that is. But that's fucking weird because that happens with a lot of things. Like it happens with whenever rabbits mate is like a way that you can see it in nature. Like that's how they're like,
exponential.
Yeah, it's just an exponential.
Right.
Yes, that's what I was looking for.
From the side.
From the side.
Fizo from the side.
Pocket for 369. Swish.
Oh yeah, baby. Life's a Mitch. It's been good.
It's been good.
It's been a good Mitch.
It's been a good Mitch. Ha ha ha.
That's a Hamilton pharmacopoeia laugh, right? They think you're just like sarcastically laughing. That's a Hamilton laugh.
I've been watching it lately. It came out. It's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You want to do heroin?
No.
Like in your life ever?
If it was presented me like, well, no,
Heroin's legal.
I've
right
already
now.
done
If
heroin. I've done morphine.
If heroin was legalized right now and you could get a pure form that was FDA approved.
I actually wrote a joke earlier about heroin.
Okay.
I don't think I could ever do. I just couldn't continuously do an opiate. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like I had morphine the one time for like a surgery. So, but it was the highest I had ever been for sure.
I did it once as an experimentation thing. I knew it was clean. I had other people do it in front of me. Blah blah blah. I did it once, and you know I've done other opiates before, especially like wisdom tooth surgery, shit like that. Earlier tonight, I was really tired, and I took a couple of hits of a joint, and I was like, "Hey, this is like being on heroin." Like, if you ever want to do heroin, just be tired and smoke a little bit of a joint. That's all it is. Like until you're deep. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I didn't do enough heroin to probably, lose grips with myself and shit. But I don't want to try it.
See.
So.
Yeah, I don't.
I've adopted the philosophy of if I can ensure that it is of pure form. So like I would test it if I got it with anything that I got. There's a lot of drugs that I would like to try.
Well, yeah, cocaine for sure.
Well, yeah, but I've done cocaine.
Like if you were, I'm talking about like if you were down in wherever, Colombia.
Yep.
And you got it pure from the source.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That'd be the only time I would want to do cocaine.
Like I haven't ever bought cocaine. If I were to go buy cocaine, I would buy a test kit online and I would test my cocaine before I did the cocaine because too many people die. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's ugly. The fucking fentanyl is #1 killer in that shit.
Yes,
it's crazy that people
but
don't
also
even
like
think about cutting it with that.
I think meth would be kind of fun. So I'd try that. I've known a couple people who've done meth.
There are
some love it, some hate it.
There is pharmaceutical meth.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Some love it, some hate it.
A friend
I like Adderall is pretty cool sometimes, and that's basically meth.
A friend recently told me, she was like, I have all these prescriptions. I'm like, can I look at them? I like pharmaceuticals, like just genuine curiosity. I know. And she had one of the wildest things I had ever seen. She had amphetamine salts, like as a generic for Adderall, just like chewable tablets, like boom, amphetamine.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They have medicinal ketamine now.
Yeah, I've seen that. There's ketamine clinics everywhere.
Yeah,
supposedly.
I've considered it. I think it would genuinely help with anything that you have that has been traumatic in your life.
Dr. Peter Swans, I can hook you up.
Understand? Oh, I know him. Don't I?
Yeah,
I do know him. That might be a thing that I'm into, by the way. We'll talk off camera. But legitimately, I do think that helps most people who have had like any type of trauma in their life. And that being said, I think that about most drugs that are done responsibly in a good setting.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I think it would be fun to do like cocaine on a beach.
Responsible heroin.
Well, yeah, like no, see, like
you've been watching.
So, like,
you've been watching
heroin?
some Dr. Carl.
Yeah, Carl Hart. Yeah, no, I
say that?
I did listen to it. I did.
I got a little tickle happening in my nose. I'm trying to fight off.
I listen to Audible a lot, and I listen to his book. But
yeah,
But also, I've been on a kick of why go ahead and legalize everything, right?
You should. There isn't no
Legalize
reason
it, regulate
why.
it, give it to the people who want it and need it.
There isn't.
They're gonna get it anyways. They're just gonna get it illegally.
There isn't any reason why anybody shouldn't be able to do whatever they want when it comes to their body. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Within reason.
I mean, what do you mean? What's not within reason to do with your body? I mean,
Throw it off a bridge, throw it into another body.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Within reason.
Yeah, like of course, physical battery.
Don't go wild with the thought of do whatever you want with your body. Also, I don't think that people there's this thing that like you can crack your skull open right here to release a little bit of pressure of your brain. It's like the final form of tripping, is what I've heard.
What?
Yeah, there's a whole thing about it. I think maybe not do that. Like I get it. I get why people do it. I get it. I do understand, but like maybe
I'm
not.
doing that.
Maybe not do it.
I don't even want to get the Neuralink. Whenever that
Dude,
happens.
I will get the Neuralink. If you can update my brain, that would be so cool. Like, can you imagine? Like,
Oh my gosh.
instead of like forgetting something, you'd be like, "Wait, I got it." That shit would be dumb.
Yeah, I just like the NSA would be up in that shit though.
I don't give a
Like,
fuck. I think I think my
good.
brain's probably too confusing for them to be.
and
able
I'm
to
not even
understand.
doing it for the fact of that. I'm doing it for more the fact of that, like it's not normal human. I don't know, which I guess anything with a prosthetic really isn't normal human biology. But like,
I need glasses. Those aren't normal.
true. I guess if you need it, you need it, and then it can be a prosthetic. But I don't know. I just don't think
But I mean, like,
altercations
how
like
is it
that
not normal?
and designer DNA.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff
Robot
like
me
that.
up, baby. I want to fucking get rid of this piece of shit that I'm in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, also, yeah, I do. I know what you mean. My back has been all fucked up lately. But also, like, what isn't natural though? It comes from the earth. People get the concept of like TV's not natural, technology's not natural, but it all is natural. It came from natural things, and we formed it naturally.
It's our human nature. Yeah.
Yeah, it is our actual nature to manipulate matter. So it is natural. It's just strange. Humans are weird.
Yeah, it's definitely something else for the technology, though.
I think with technology, it was always there. Not like a god, but kind of like an ongoing thing.
So
and we found a way to tap into
It
it.
used us as a muse.
Well, it's
That's what
very
a lot of people
possible.
think.
Okay, so I had a weird thought the other day when I may or may not have been on illicit drugs.
What, that we're crafting the artificial intelligence that's going to take over the world? and
Well,
it just-
no. That technology itself was the message from some form of alien being, and it's a blueprint on how to build a being that would be AI would just be a way for whatever it is to communicate with. It's like, what if we turn the AI on? And it's like, fine, fuckingly, you figured it out. We've been trying to talk to you for a while. Like, if you
Yeah.
come here, we're over here in the universe. How
Yeah.
crazy would that shit be?
Right.
The whole thing was just a blueprint from the get-go, because technology kind of started in like the 40s and 50s. You know what I mean? And so
Well,
did like
shit.
Roswell and all that shit.
You're talking
Like,
about
that shit's
modern
weird.
technology. Now,
Yeah.
there is ancient technology.
And yeah, that's what I was about to say. When you look at the pyramids all around the world, when you look at sites like Göbekli Tepe and shit like that, that the schematics in the rock say that there are technologies that we're not used to. Fucking wild. I love that theory.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about the Egypt shit too. I think with the Egypt shit, I don't think that's anything alien. To be honest, I think that's old culture, old forgotten culture.
Yeah, same here.
Who is it? The guy. He says that we're a civilization with amnesia. We forgot who we were because we got Graham Hancock. Yeah, I'm kind of on that. I feel like we were a lot smarter a long time ago, and then we kind of got destroyed by probably a meteorite. There's scientific proof that it happened about 12,000 years ago. And the scientific proof is in the form of micro diamonds that you can only find at meteor sites. And we've been able to find them. Not we, I didn't do anything, but science has
Right.
been able to find
Mankind, yeah.
mankind has been able to find it in a lot of sites where they presume that the meteorites had hit. at depth within the earth where it would be 12,800 years ago, to be more specific.
It's crazy. That's probably about how long the Sphinx was built.
Yeah, well, and the whole thing about that is, too, it would be survivors of that impact trying to, recultivate the earth, if that makes sense, within their time. And then as everything advances and people, nobody knows anymore, it just goes back and then back up. You know what I mean? It goes, everything gets confused and then it comes back to where it was.
If you look at that society, that would make perfect sense due to the fact that, when we think of the story of Cleopatra, that's closer to the moon landing than it is to the pyramids being built.
Yeah.
So that region, and then if you look at how long Christianity came along, only 2,000 years ago.
Yeah,
so think about all that time to recover. Think about all the twisted stories about the floods and the stars and everything, and give it a timeline of.
I'm very curious about one thing specifically. The last age was the age of the Pisces, and from that we got Jesus, and his sign is the fish. The Pisces, from the age of Aquarius that we've been donned in within the last 100 years, what God will we get within the next 2,000 years? What God will come from our culture? That's what I wonder. Historically, there's always a God, one that comes up.
Jesus.
It might be.
He's coming.
It might be. God might come in the form. God might come in the form of all people knowing themselves. God is thyself.
Yeah. I think
God is within you. That's what it all means,
it.
anyways.
I think that's it, really. Honestly, you are the force that is.
Philosophically, that makes sense with the Bible a little bit too. If you think of heaven and hell as just states of being on earth, and if you act as a devilish being, you'll make your current life hell. And if you act wholesome and with virtue, you'll make your life into a heaven.
Yeah. Well, what I really like about that theory is that, I'm a narcissist, so that's great.
What? Define narcissism.
I care too much about myself, essentially. I think I'm better than everybody.
Oh, okay, I understand. You should. I think that all people, to some extent, are built to be narcissists.
Yeah, if you have
survival, yeah.
If you have no bit of narcissism in you, you have no pride.
You just have to have empathy as well.
Yes, absolutely. Whenever you're hearing about microwaved guinea pigs, you're supposed to cry.
the opposite.
I was on the inside, honestly.
The opposite.
Was really not the conversation topic I wanted to be.
The opposite of the opposite of a narcissist is an empath.
Yeah, I think I'm an empath. I'm not sure though.
I think I'm a little bit of everything.
Ooh, okay. I can tell you if you're an empath. I can tell you right now.
Here you go.
What emotion am I feeling?
I couldn't tell you.
You're not an empath. The only reason I know that is because I have met people who can genuinely feel emotion from people. Yeah. It's like an actual tangible feeling that they have.
I feel like everybody can. If you just walk into the room, you can kind of feel the vibe.
Some people can do it to an extent where they can even vocalize what the other person might be feeling.
Yeah.
You should have said horny. This motherfucker's always horny.
Got me.
All right, let's do it again.
What am I feeling?
Anger. What? I don't know.
I'm feeling a little bit anxious, but I'm also having a good time.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell you.
I understand. So, but people throw around the empath thing, but I do think there's real empaths. I think it's very rare. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess I wasn't meaning in the physical sense, but like the philosophical sense.
Just like I think that there are instances.
It's the same thing that makes me not want to eat meat, you know?
Oh, like you feel a lot.
Yeah. Like we're pretty close to
do you think that you're too sensitive? Does it make you uncomfortable in your life? Sometimes people need to toughen up, legitimately.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
We'll see.
I feel like I feel like at one point I was really trying to be like too tough, but I don't know. I've kind of just fallen into myself. I'm not really.
I know.
Swaying either way or trying to be anything that I'm not.
I know in my life I've done both. I've been one way and I've been another way. I've been like too much testosterone, and then not enough testosterone. You know what I mean? Like, I've been feeling myself a bit too much, and then sometimes you don't like yourself. But it's good to find a balance.
No,
You gotta love and hate yourself.
I definitely love myself.
Good.
That's for sure.
It's just sometimes people end up loving themselves too much.
I definitely look in the mirror and like, why do I have this fucking gut and this dead bod? For that reason, yeah, I'm like, oh, I hate myself. I need to go fucking running.
Hey,
It's that weird subconscious thing, and like
That doesn't
even
go
though I
away.
know that
It doesn't go away.
This physical thing doesn't even matter. It's not who I am. Like, it still lingers, you know.
Some would say that is a societal neurological disorder that's been built in upon you.
I think
That unless you're perfect, you're fat.
I think it is
Do you see what I'm saying? But you seem
bad
pretty
trait in my primate brain that has somehow got to where I'm at right now. I don't know. Evolutionary, maybe. Bro science.
Maybe. Maybe it's in your DNA. To that extent, maybe he's born with it. And maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
I don't know.
So, like, how much of DNA do they say is junk DNA?
I don't know. I don't know very much about our DNA.
Really?
Do you?
You don't know anything about it, Fees? I know that like a huge chunk of it's junk DNA. Like they just.
I think that we don't have the ability to comprehend what it is.
Yeah.
I think that most people are like 99% exactly the same. To that extent, if you were to change even 1% of our DNA, we would be a completely different thing. So maybe it's not junk, but it's not. We just don't get it.
Bananas have like way more genetic characteristics than we do, but I think that's just our inability to see our true genetics. You know what I mean?
I mean, we understand a lot about our genetics, to the point where, you know, we're doing designer coding on our own DNA. It's just illegal because some people say that it's not right. But China has CRISPR, where you can basically cut out huge sections and resequence DNA and to where you don't have cancer ever. Or you can, you know, you can be 6'4" specifically.
I just think that
You know what I mean? That's not where it's at right now. But if you fund that and you research it and keep it from falling into the hands of somebody who's going to make 8-foot tall monster men that kill the world, you know what I mean? As long as you can
get cancer.
Yeah, as long as you can manage to stop people from making mongoloids that kill us all. You know, as long as we can prevent that, then that could be great for society.
Yeah.
I think
You just have to fund it. So monsters don't fund it and make more monsters.
I just think that if we look back, you know, in 40 years, we're going to say that our genetic science wasn't as advanced as it is now. It's just going to continue advancing. So
True. With all things.
yeah,
People always get freaked out. Like, it's weird. Like, when you talk to older people, not all older people, but a lot of older people. But a lot of older people, we, it seems like they're out of touch, right? And to that extent, it's because every generation surpasses the generation before it. And most generations don't ever understand that. So they're like, what the fuck? And they get confused as they get old, and they never grow with the times. People who grow with the times are the older people that you can talk to, and they seem the same as you.
yeah.
The people who
I love those people.
Yeah, I know, and
Right.
they just grow with the times. You know what I mean? If you stop growing, it's kind of like you're a time capsule of whatever time you stopped growing.
Oddly
It's really
enough,
weird.
Your brother was recently talking about this because he said that he's noticed that with your father, you know, he's been able to lately keep making changes, that he hasn't stagnated, and that he was proud of that fact.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. You got to do that.
The only thing that I find unfortunate about that specifically, like, I like that he's growing. The thing that sketches me out is that religion to me seems like a way of brainwashing people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't say that in any, like, I don't want to throw hate on any religion or anything like that. I understand it. I've done a lot of research into religion. But there's a point to where, like, whenever you talk to any religious person who's really, really into it, like they're active in their church and they're active in their community, there's always a point that you get to them where they're like, well, and then they start talking about the Bible. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. And to that extent, that's weird. It doesn't matter what conversation you're talking about.
Yeah. No, I feel like I'm religious to an extent, and like I get what you're saying, and it's not really like anti-religion. It's more anti-monotheism, where you're expected to pay dues, to an organization.
10% or screw you.
Well, it's not even that. It's just I disagree a lot with not the theology of Christianity, but the management.
The practice.
No, the management. I don't like religion, and neither did Jesus. I don't like religion, and neither did Jesus.
For sure.
For a reason.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Christianity is one of the bloodiest things to happen to our human history.
And to that extent, so is every other religion.
I mean, anything that gets monetized, it just gets tainted, And
well, monetized and like, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Whenever you say that you've got all the answers and God tells you what to do, you can tell anybody what to do. And that's absolute power. And usually it corrupts people. But also, right now, the current Pope seems like a cool guy. He does. He does seem like a cool guy. Have you seen him talk? He seems woke as fuck.
Yeah.
Like he's accepted gays into the community. And when I say gays, I say that with love. I promise. But really, he's like open about gay marriage. He says it's fine within Catholicism. Like, he's pretty cool.
Yes,
he's pretty cool.
Made a lot of changes.
Yeah, he's and like a lot of old Catholics really don't like it, and they don't like him. But he's the Pope. You know what I mean?
Right now, while we're
he's
talking
pretty cool.
about it, the fucking Vatican, they own a part of a building in Arizona, and it's the Lucifer. The name of the telescope there is Lucifer.
That's dope,
dude. What? They own a part of it. I swear.
That's
you
dope.
can look that shit up. And
I would too if I was the Vatican.
That's been known for a long time.
I would too if I was the Vatican, just to make sure that they're not finding Satan out there in space.
Did you? I do it just to fuck with people.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if there was like a satanic cult that was really good at science that somehow figured out how to contact Satan through space? He's out there, but he's just out in the darkness of space somewhere. I mean, really, like theologically speaking, that's what Satan is: just chaos, the unknown. He brings about the unknown, and the unknown usually brings about chaos when it becomes known.
And also, I'm pretty sure that the person that came up with the Big Bang Theory was actually with the Vatican, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a nutshell in its own.
Yes. Seems to be. Life be an enigma. You pull on strings, you find more questions.
Facts. And that's why we're here.
Yes.
I think they need to let go of that library and let us, so to speak, go through it.
What library?
Vatican library.
You talking about the secret library?
Could you not go through the library?
No.
All the bad stuff in there?
I bet I could. I'm an ordained priest.
They don't let anybody in there.
I bet I could go in. I'd talk to so many cardinals.
On your knees?
I still look like a young boy, and I'm hairless everywhere, I promise. OnlyFans. Don't look for me.
Remember, God doesn't have a problem with it anymore. Okay.
No, man, but I don't know. Like you said, pretty much the message of Jesus is powerful. The stories of Jesus is powerful. The symbology of it's very powerful, more than anything.
Yeah, he was Superman.
No, the symbology of it.
Wombo.
It's very symbolic.
Wombo wing.
It's crazy.
The science of Wombo. Wombology. Whenever you were saying symbolic, that's all I could think of.
Good Lord.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I'm sorry.
Definitely
Taking the
nowhere.
conversation somewhere though.
I'm sorry.
Anyways,
At least we got Wombo now.
yeah,
Have
Wombo cosmic fuck. That's what we're on.
dinosaurs had feathers?
True. Fucking birds, man.
Birds aren't real.
But they're descendants of
cameras.
dinosaurs.
No, they're cameras.
For who?
For the government.
For the NSA?
Yeah.
The NSA just has...
No, not the NSA. Dark government. The one that you don't know about.
Oh, okay. The ultra secret government.
I have a
that's been
bird.
around
I have a
forever.
bird. I've
That would be
disassembled
like
it.
the
I've
simulation.
disassembled it and put it back together.
That'd be the simulation government. The people that are trying to keep us in a simulation. For sure.
Yes.
That'd be wild.
Can you imagine if, so like, the CIA in the 70s got really, really into like the science of the mind? Can you imagine if they really figured all this shit out and they figured out how to really, really, really manipulate people and they really did throw us into a simulation, but they couldn't tell us all immediately? So they just had to trickle it down slowly, and that's where we're going now.
I don't know about it.
Because it's weird that there's always a feeling.
Red pill or blue pill?
Well, it's weird that there's always a feeling that the government's ahead of you, right? And people within the government don't feel that way. However, there is compartmentalization to such an extent where it is kind of that way. You know what I mean? There's closed doors. There's
closed doors behind closed
well,
doors.
there's closed door meetings that happen that if it got out what they were talking about would change society fundamentally.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I totally
That's
believe that.
guaranteed, I believe.
Yeah, totally. That's definitely not without. That's definitely not outside of the reason of
Like realm
reasonable
of
thought.
possibility.
Yeah. I couldn't get that out. Thank you for finishing it. You got what I was saying.
I did.
Ooh. Yeah.
I think specifically, I think there's some crazy shit happening in the world of propulsion right now. I don't know for sure, but I think it's 100% possible that those things that everybody's been seeing is just some shit that the government's got right now.
What
It's-
things?
The UFOs, the
Oh,
ones that they've been releasing pictures of and shit.
yeah.
I think it's possible that it's the government getting onto some shit because, like, there's been a lot of patents recently on propulsion systems that don't exist yet
Yeah.
from defense companies.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for science that doesn't exist, things that don't make sense, like the propulsion systems that would make sense in the UFOs, basically. And there's patents on them, but we don't have them,
Right.
and you don't see them. But that's how it was with the bomber too. That's how it was with like a lot of things in the government, and they kind of trickle it out slow, so you get it.
I was gonna
eventually.
say they've always had patents on things that hadn't been created yet.
Yeah, I know, but eventually it comes out that they had it the whole time.
That's crazy, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it seems like right now, like why would it be any different now than it was in the 70s? That they, like, right now everybody thinks that they know everything about the government. What better way than to hide everything and not tell anybody anything, actually? You know what I mean? But they think they know everything.
That kind of trickles into my aliens are fake theory.
I think that aliens are real, but I don't know if they've been here. And if they have been here, I don't think that they would talk to the people that they talk to.
Okay, let's be clear. Like,
Some of them for sure.
planetary life outside of our solar system is guaranteed. You know what I mean? So, like,
Not guaranteed.
almost guaranteed.
Well,
There's proof.
depends on how you think.
There's proof in us.
Well, there's no proof in us. What do you mean there's
There
proof
is
in us?
proof in us.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? We're one solar system among millions and billions. There's like 400 billion stars that they can count right now, and they can't see every single star.
But that's all still assumption. Like, yeah, we can assume, but
I think they can only see half the stars.
yeah, but
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Like, we can assume, but who's to say that we're not first?
Yes.
The universe is young, homie.
I don't think
The universe
it's young.
is very young. It's going to live for another 100 trillion years before it dies. It only came about 13.4 billion years ago was when the Big Bang was. It's going to live for another 100 trillion years. We're young.
Whoa.
The
That's
universe is
crazy.
going to be vastly populated if we have anything to say about it.
I
I don't know
still
if we're
think-
first, but it's possible. It's not outside the realm of possibility.
I still think that everything was around a lot longer than Earth had time to become capable of life. So therefore, in the
But the
small
universe
time,
was really hot then.
Mm.
The universe cooled down about 4 or 5 billion years ago when we formed the Earth.
That was 4 or 5 billion years ago.
It's around the time that the universe started
Crazy.
cooling, but it depends on, like, there's parts of the universe that are still really hot. You know what I mean?
That's
where the expansion is. The universe is still young.
Dude, even just like
Time
4
just
or 5
started.
billion years is so
So-
hard to comprehend.
So think about this. Where the microwave background is, where the edge of the universe is, where it's still expanding, time is literally just starting there.
What?
Yeah. That's where time starts.
Yeah, the ever expanding
13.4 billion years in whichever direction from you.
light years.
No, from you
Yeah.
directly. Because, like, there's no proof that you're not the center of the universe.
Huh.
Because we don't know how big the universe is. It's infinite in our eyes.
Yeah, it's definitely infinite as fuck. And I have no idea what I'm talking about most of the time. It's just so much bro science.
blabbering about random
You are very knowledgeable, though, for sure.
just blabbering about random shit. I listen to so many audibles, you guys. So many audibles about
Dude,
things.
That's where it's at. I love listening to stuff while I clean or cook or anything at the house.
I do it
I'm
while
always
I
trying
work
to
a lot.
listen to stuff. Yeah, I'm not allowed to at my work. I would.
That's fucking gay.
Senseless.
That is inhumane.
Dude, why?
Proven to be worse on your productivity.
Yeah, it's inhumane.
Why would we, as finite beings, ever spend a single moment doing something that we hate?
Are you a finite being?
That's yours, I'm pretty sure. I grabbed another one.
Hey. Are you a finite being?
This physical being is. I don't know about the spirit. I don't know how long,
But are
long
you?
I'll last because I don't know about what I was before. you
Who's
know?
to say
I
that?
kind of woke up with amnesia.
Okay, so I'm kind of like, I'm not a crazy person. I've got to say that before I say this. I'm a little bit retarded sometimes. But
Yeah, I'm kind of retarded.
it's very possible that when we wake up tomorrow, life will be different than today. Because it is incrementally. To that extent, it's very possible also that we travel through different universes day to day and just to the next parallel universe. Not a whole universe, not anything like that. It's just, so like, we're 3-dimensional, right? But there's always the search for more dimensions. Within the search for more dimensions, who's to say that they're not within the 3 dimensions?
Yeah,
They're just somewhere in there.
kind of like the Mandelbrot zoom.
Right.
Just look deep. Like what was it the little video of the slug that I sent to the homies text group or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? It looked like it was like a huge monster just rolling along the side of some earth. And like, could you imagine to just be a little human down there like, what the fuck is that giant monster? It's destroying everything as it just wriggles on by.
There's a realm of belief within string theory where there's a literal edge of the universe, and without, like, that's where the other dimensions lie. And it's not possible for something within the 3-dimensional realm to get out to the other realm. And it would be like a slime, basically. That would be the other. That would be the other. Nothing can go in or out because one is
Right.
different than the other. And it just springs off in all directions. And that's where the other universes would be. Until you could, if you could get to the edge of the universe and you could see what the membrane holding them together was, then maybe you could manipulate it. That's the idea behind it. Science is weird. People do weird things. They do witchy things with math. You know what I mean? Sometimes math and science enter the realm of alchemy and like witches.
Math is literally the language of the universe, and that's also something that springs technology. So, like you were saying earlier, technologies like this alien that's kind of infected our minds and like sent us on this like, I don't know, like crazy create this thing or like, you know.
I've always thought of humans like we're in a cocoon state right now. Mm-hmm. We're gonna blossom into beautiful butterflies that can travel amongst. We can travel amongst the universe and live forever if we want.
I'm gonna be a moth.
We're gonna populate the universe with people. It seems like. Gosh, it's even weird because like our rockets even look like phalluses sent up to fuck the heavens.
Yeah.
We're gonna send up little people in these phallic little rockets to land on another planet to impregnate it in people. Symbolic.
Use up all of its resources.
Symbolic and strange.
I think that's what the universe is there for.
I believe that was something that Alan Watts said.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And it is crazy because if you look at the size of a sperm compared to an egg,
I know.
All of it.
It's all weird.
The shape of an egg. That's wild.
The reasons are the same for both. Well, at least for the sperm and the rocket. Like one has to travel through something, and space is something. You know what I mean?
Like, think about how fast it comes out. You know what I mean?
Right.
It shoots
I believe.
Right out of you.
Can you imagine? Hey, look.
As above, so below.
It's very, very possible that the Big Bang was just a big old ejaculation.
Oh, shit.
We're impregnating whatever we're in.
Damn. That's wild.
It's weird. Eerie. You know what's also strange? If you look at like old stories and shit, like fairy tales, it's weird that it's kind of like some of them can be thousands of years old. They're just passed down through oral history, containing some type of story.
Oh yeah,
like the story of Jesus. But also before Jesus, there was like Osiris, or Quetzalcoatl, which are eerily similar to the same story. Osiris is for Egypt and
right.
I don't know.
Quetzalcoatl was with the Mayan.
Yeah. They were the settlers, the saviors of them within oral history.
That's one place I definitely do want to go travel is around Mexico.
And it's also strange.
Central America.
Yeah, that would be dope. Yeah. But it's also strange that within those eras of those history, like of those stories specifically, whatever the era was with the stars, like Pisces or Aquarius, whatever we could see specifically with our spot in the universe, is what the god was. So, like, we've been in the age of the Pisces, and so we could see that in the universe.
Right.
And that produced our god to some extent, probably through some form of oral history. Well, specifically, and through written history within the Bible.
What the Bible came from originally, the Dead Sea Scrolls, that shit's crazy as fuck to begin with. Oh my gosh.
Well, the Bible didn't come from the Dead Sea Scroll. The Dead Sea Scroll is a part
book
of the Bible.
Yeah,
it's like it's a book of the Bible that didn't make it to the Bible. It's a fable.
Really?
Yes. Well, when I say a fable, I mean like there's a couple of them. Yeah, it's like an old story that never got told into the Bible. There's a bunch of them, and some say that we were talking about the Vatican a little bit earlier. Some say that within that library, there's all of them, all the ones that didn't make it.
Oh, I'm
sure they have their reasons for not putting them in there. Some of them might be good, some of them might be bad.
Controversial.
Ooh, gospel.
When you have to translate shit multiple times,
shit gets weird.
Yeah.
definitely
Especially-
gets fucky.
When you consider language itself, it's weird.
Oh, transferring from Latin to English, there aren't even all the word combinations. You almost can't even do it properly.
Not even like think about the difference in writing from like Korean to English
Yeah.
or Japanese to English. Like Japanese, depending on how hard they press on the paper, shows emotion within their writing. We don't have anything like that, but that's really cool. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit more in depth. It seems it's a little bit older.
Yeah, that's a form of like calligraphy, incorporating calligraphy.
Yes,
What would it be called? I can't think of it.
you had it. Calligraphy.
There was another word I was trying to put with it. Functional.
Big dick energy.
Functionable.
America.
Maybe functionable calligraphy. Because like it serves a purpose. And it's not, just aesthetic.
Yes.
It has meaning, like you said.
Aesthetics.
Picture words.
It's kind of like cursive. Like we had it for a little bit with cursive, but
Mhm.
that kind of got phased out.
Yeah. My son isn't learning cursive.
I don't know how to write
Can
cursive.
you-
I do. Like I can write cursive, but I got to think about it hard.
Yeah.
I love cursive.
I learned how to write cursive.
I can read cursive.
Probably about second grade. Yeah.
I can go to school, homie.
That's all right.
It's just so foreign to me. Like to
And
think
look-
about, like
And look,
what
it's the institution that you were born into. You know what I mean? So like,
that was daycare, son.
it's like he didn't go to school most of his life, but he's also smarter than the average American, I would say.
Thank you.
So like, if that doesn't go to show you how shitty and pointless the public school system is, it's literally just a daycare.
I will say that I've
And to
done.
prepare kids to go work a senseless 9-to-5 job for the rest of their life. Like pretty much just giving you a structure. This is what you do every
I
day.
had
You get up
one-
and you go. You get the weekends off.
I had
Yeah.
1 6-week class on how to balance a checkbook. I was like, there you go. You're set for life. You know?
I've never used a checkbook a day in my life. I don't even
Right?
own one. I don't
Me
even own one.
neither.
Well, I'm older, gentlemen.
I understand.
Yeah. Old as fuck. I had to balance a checkbook.
I got one when I first opened my first bank. They gave me a checkbook and they're like, "You're gonna need to do a lot with this." And I literally threw it away when I got home. And I was like, "I've got this card and I've got an app on my phone. You guys are dumb. I can do it
Yeah.
from here."
Right.
When I opened that checking account, I had
I cut it up
checks.
first. I cut it into little pieces.
Yeah. I had checks.
I had checks. I just never wrote one.
Right.
Oh no, that's not true. I wrote them for my rent. I wrote them for my rent because they didn't have an online thing.
Yeah.
They had not updated their
Handy.
systems yet. In fact, now they do because I lived there recently as well.
Checks come in handy, man. Give me a book of checks next time I think about it.
Going to a whole bunch of liquor stores and cashing them sons of bitches.
I understand it. I understand it when people give me checks for things like birthdays and things like that. I understand it. But sometimes I'm kind of like, you have an app on your phone where I can just put the money in my bank while I'm sitting on my couch. Send me a Venmo.
Yeah.
Send me a Cash App.
It's so much more convenient.
I know I know you don't get it, but like, it's so much easier. I don't want to drive to the bank.
Yeah.
And I know I'm lazy. But like, why not use it if it's there?
Plus, there's so many better things you could be doing with your time. So just like laying on the couch, scratching your nuts or something, you know?
I could be beating my cock and thinking about life. Sometimes it seems like he owes me money.
Beat him up till he pukes.
It seems like we're coming to a natural ending point. Am I correct?
Excuse me. I don't know. It's up to y'all.
I think I've gotten off.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel dirty now.
ew, ew, ew. Bet. Do you have a newspaper?
Gotta clean this mess
Gotta
up.
do something with it.
I'm gonna roll it up and smack you on the nose in it and rub your nose in your mess.
Wow.
You've exhibited bad behavior, and I'm gonna make sure that you know it. It has to happen now, so you know what it's for.
Wow.
I've been trying to train my dogs lately. I don't do it that way. I usually just put them in a kennel.
Put 'em in a oh.
Sometimes when I'm drinking a lot of coffee, I talk like this,
British.
I guess.
I just realized I got an Amazon purchase I gotta cancel.
Nice. At least you thought about it. Write that shit down.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. All right, y'all. Life's a Mitch signing off.
Bye-bye.